Welcome to Robocraft. And this time I'm going to do something I've never been able to do before. I'm going to create a helicopter. And yes, I literally can't for the life of me create a sodding helicopter that works. I don't know how other people do it. I don't know. I mean, I might just be missing something about how you build a good helicopter, but well, I just never managed. I mean, it might have something to do with that I like this aesthetic for it, just the... Alright, so... there then. But really, I have no idea how so many people can create very effective helicopters. Alright, with this we do already have the, well, what I think of when pretty much the basic structure for it. And then, I always like having a cockpit, and especially on helicopters, they just look very good. I mean, that I like the aesthetic of it, of course, doesn't really help. Because, surprisingly, aesthetic does a very poor job of keeping you actually alive. What was the place again? Oh yeah. Short-term memory, people. Some people have it, I don't. Well, of course I do, but really... it's remarkably bad. Especially for somebody my age. I mean, at least from the side, this looks very much like a helicopter, doesn't it? I'd at least like to believe it is, but well, I definitely also didn't think about what type of weapons I want on this thing. So then. But yeah, for some reason I can never make a helicopter that functions really well. And for some reason I've never been able to do so. I've been playing this game for I have no idea how many hours, and I have never been able to create a even remotely good working helicopter. Maybe I'm just going for a... maybe I'll just be going for a rather flat design for this bot. Because... well, it definitely won't make it the most sturdy of bots, but... it might make it somewhat harder to hit, and... I think the aesthetic of it is pretty nice. But yeah, if you want a good helicopter design, don't copy mine. And what I might do with this bot actually is maybe I just keep working on this helicopter design. Keep trying to improve this design, and Maybe that way somehow get a competent design at some point in the future. The far future. Maybe. And yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can get some healing on this thing, because, well, I kind of want to see how that would work. But let's put some actual artillery on the front. Of course, then you get the question of what type of artillery. Yeah, definitely not that piece of artillery. I mean, that's anti-air. And, well, I don't think anti-air would be really that good of a pick for this. There we go. And then... I need a couple more of those. And, well, this bot has quite a few of those, so... instead of trying to break the entire bot apart, I'll just take them from one side of them. That way I can just... well, I still have the basic structure for it. Still too close. Yeah, weapon placement is always one of the hardest parts of well, I don't know if it's the hardest part of any design, but it's generally the hardest part of my designs. No. Let's see if this even remotely works. Alright, so that part seems to work fine. I mean, this is kind of the part that I generally struggle with, the hanging forward part. Because that makes helicopters really bad for stuff like... well, just road, any type of thrusters. And without thrusters they are often pretty slow. I mean, this is a fair speed, but should you get into trouble, it's not a speed that can really get you away. But let's see if this bot will kind of work, because if it does, that would be kind of cool. But before we go into battle, let's try and actually bind the strafe buttons. But I won't let people go. I'll probably just cut out me going into the settings, because that's remarkably not interesting. And in that same time, I'll probably, hopefully, also color this in a bit. See you in a jump cut. Alrighty then. So, I guess this is how it will look. At least at the start. So let's take this new flyer, this new helicopter, into its first match, and I hope that I finally managed to make a semi-competently made helicopter for once. That would be nice, wouldn't it? And I really don't know why I never managed to be able to create a even semi-decently working bot. For some reason I just well, a semi-working bot I normally do manage. I mean, tanks I can make, but well, that's not really that hard, but... Well, my small shielded thing with the big Gatling gun on top does really well. And we also have the... I mean, my amputated eagle. I mean, flyers at the moment are weak, but... Well, it's definitely a very sturdy flyer. Just... It rarely goes down, especially compared to some other flyers. And it really rarely goes down for a very... Well, for the most part, really a standard type of flyer, not something with really using strain techniques or just... It's in no way a... Oh god, what were those things called? A thruster stick, those were... Oh, that was it. Thruster sticks. Good god, those things were and probably still are very annoying. But my amputated eagle, I mean, yeah, it has a lot of thrusters, but really it's not covered in them, and well, it is a traditional flyer, yet it's extremely sturdy. And my Walker sleds, I mean, well, at the moment they don't work for some reason, which is very annoying. And I've not been able to see anything in the options that would say keep moving when even tapping the button once, which is just... Good god, it's annoying. Because those are some of my favorite bots, but... Well, when they worked, they did very well. Good god, this is taking forever again, isn't it? God damn it. Fine, let's restart the queue. Those premium colors, I mean, they semi-annoy me. Because, on one side, yes, I understand, it's a free-to-play game, they want to make themselves some money. On the other side, well, why can we only get it when we have premium time? And well, I do like the option that you can just spend money on for a full game, just the full €50, and then you get premium forever, basically just saying that, yeah, I bought this game. So I can get everything that you get. So basically then it works as a full game. There is basically no more microtransaction. Of course you still have the loot boxes, which then is just kind of meh. I mean, they're not loot boxes, they're, I don't know what they're called. They might actually be called loot boxes, I really wouldn't know. Good god, this loading time is forever. But it just kind of annoys me that there's not just... You can't just buy the premium colors for, I don't know, a couple euros. Because I would even say that, yeah, that's worth it to me. Yeah, I'm probably going to cut out the rest of this... Oh, I was going to say I'm going to cut out the rest of this waiting time, but I should have said that earlier. Oh well. Good training on not ever shutting up. Which is rather important for a YouTuber. So, let's see if... Well, I am by far the smallest again. Oh, good god. This is almost as unbalanced as... I mean, I tried to record Robocraft before this with my brother again, and, well... That just went horribly.
This is Team Deathmatch. Kill the enemy team to win. The first team to reach the target total wins. The battle for Ophusius Valley has begun.
I can only imagine...
An enemy player has disconnected. The remaining enemy team have been buffed.
Oh. I can heal you. Although... Oh! I get more energy back. I get energy back quicker than these guns drain it, meaning that if I run out of fire energy, I can simply... Oh, fuckballs. Okay, so this bot, well, it does have a clearly defined role. Oh. Oh god. Yeah, that's definitely a thruster stick. Or at least a modern interpretation of a thruster stick. Yeah. That's just not a fun bot to fight against. Well, I can definitely support my team, which is, I guess, the point, what this bot would be good at. Okay, come on. Oh, not you again. Fuck off.
A friendly player has disconnected. A player has disconnected.
Alright. Okay. There we go a little bit, just... Oh god, I do not have any control. Alright, to the air and try and take out that thing. If you can no, balls. And I lost my healing guns, which is annoying. Well, I'm dead again. Just full party wipe because, well, there's nobody around. Okay. I'm surviving remarkably long an awful lot of the time. The problem with this is that I can't look around when healing people, which you used to be able to do. You could just hold down one button and you would just be healing all the time. Oh, I'm dead. Why am I not dying? I guess nobody really sees me as a threat, so they just kind of let me go, but even then, it's... I mean, this is team deathmatch. The entire point of the game is go for the kill. I mean, this healing business is going really well, I think. Oh, hello, other helicopter. Do they only... No, they still have 3 people left. But I definitely should not be at the front line though. I feel like I'm better at just kind of putting some fear in people, because I definitely do not have the bot to take them out. Oh, dude, you should have not gone over there. Yeah, I feel like I should be typing, dudes, don't go in there. They have the firepower. We need to stay together. We need to fear them off together. Dude, rectify. What? Did they really not see me? What's the bonus that I get for being so much lower that I'm just invisible or something? Oh boy. Okay, don't go down. He will shoot you with his shotgun. Well, he got it. You go for the kill.
Defeat.
What? Why? We were winning. Robocraft, you need to be clearer on why and when people do and don't win. Because that was not obvious. That was just suddenly defeat. Why? We get no interface. We get no info on why we can suddenly get the defeat thingy. Just really annoying. Oh, salvage trains. Yeah, it would be nice if you gave slightly more info on, well, those random defeats, because I have no idea why we lost. I felt like we were doing fine, that even though we had a disadvantage, we were actually winning somehow. But then suddenly defeat. So I guess just kind of fuck us. Yeah, that kind of sucked. But despite that, this craft seems to do relatively well. It's... well, it's not the most sturdy, but it does have its utility. It's good at constantly bombarding the enemy, and its healing guns do seem to be, well, like they can be pretty useful, and they take up less energy than I get back every second, meaning that I can just fire them when I can't fire my other guns because the energy is completely gone. So yeah, even though that battle was a disaster, mostly because, well, a defeat without good reason, I think that this bot as a whole is actually kind of good, and at least a relatively good starting off point. I hope you enjoyed this method of an episode. This has been Phoenix, saying farewell.